Welcome back. If it's your first time and you enjoy, leave a like and subscribe for more. Getting right into it, my predictions for the 2024 NBA season. We'll go over all my picks for the awards, such as Most Valuable Player, Defensive Player of the Year, Sixth Man of the Year, and so on. We will also be taking a look at who I believe will have the best record in the NBA, as well as my picks for the conference finals and the finals. So getting right into it. We'll start off with Coach of the Year. My pick for Coach of the Year is probably my most ridiculous pick of the night, but I feel if I'm right with this, I'm a pretty great guesser. My pick is Jason Kidd. Now, like I said, pretty out of the air, but hear me out. He's a great defensive coach. He likes to have a good defense. Now, that's been a struggle for him last year and will be a struggle this year, considering their arsenal of players. However, this team will obviously have great offense with the star power they have. Now, if Jason Kidd can somehow manage to make this team a great defensive team or even an above average, just above average defensive team, they can win a lot of games and surprise a lot of people, which is why he's my pick for Coach of the Year. A crazy pick, but I'm sticking to it. Now moving on to Sixth Man of the Year. My pick, I believe, is a very obvious pick this time, Immanuel Quickley. Late last season, we saw his role increase, and he started thriving in that six-man role with consistent minutes. Now, if he has a full season with those consistent minutes, to go get buckets, go make some plays for his teammates, as well as play some very unexpected good defense, he can easily clear for this award. My two runners-up for Sixth Man of the Year are Chris Paul and Norman Powell. Now, moving on to Most Improved Player, my pick is Scottie Barnes. Now, this season, with Fred VanVleet gone, Scottie Barnes will have a way bigger role with the ball in his hands, which is where he feels most comfortable. He sees himself as a point guard, and now he will get the chance to show if what he thinks is true. Now, he's also in his third season, which is a very common year players will break out, and I'm hoping he is able to break out this year. And I believe he can with the improved opportunity, as well as he's always shown the potential to be better. He just hasn't quite been consistent enough to do so. If he can work on that consistency, he can do great things, which is why I believe he will be the most improved player. Now, my honorable mentions are Anthony Simons and DeAndre Ayton. Now, my pick for the Rookie of the Year award is the obvious one. However, at the moment, it is definitely the best choice. Victor Wembanyama for Rookie of the Year. Now, during the preseason, we saw how unreal this guy was, and I mean unreal. Offensively, defensively, his length, everything is just unreal. Now, he's shown he can do it on the offensive end. At the moment, it's not the most consistent. However, with the season, I'm sure we'll see improvement. The bigger thing is his defensive impact. Pairing his offense with his defensive abilities is why he's the clear standout for Rookie of the Year, in my opinion. His ability to impact jump shots, shots at the paint, everything, as well as his surprisingly quick movements for a player of his size. He can do great things on the defensive end under a great coach in Greg Popovich. Now, if he can even average over 15 points a game, which I think he can, he will be a clear favorite for Rookie of the Year. My honorable mentions are Scoot Henderson and Chet Holmgren. Now, on to the Defensive Player of the Year. My pick is Bam Adebayo. Arguably one of the best defenders in the NBA for the last few seasons. Could have possibly won it over Marcus Smart or Jaren Jackson Jr. the last two seasons. But now is definitely his time to shine. If the Heat can have a top defense in the regular season, because we've seen them do it in the postseason, but they got to do it all season long, with Bam anchoring that defense, he deserves the Defensive Player of the Year. He definitely will win a DPOY at some point. Why not now? My honorable mentions are Anthony Davis and Giannis. And finally, the Most Valuable Player award goes to Nikola Jokic. He is the best player in the world right now, and he probably should have won last season. But Embiid got his, and now Jokic is coming for number 3. He will probably be on the best team in the NBA, as well as the best player, and he puts up the unreal stat lines. These numbers, paired with a high win rate and being the only superstar on his team, he definitely deserves the MVP. Now, voter fatigue, just like last year, could give the award to other players. My honorable mentions today are Jason Tatum and Luka Doncic. Both of these on to the best record in the NBA. Now, my pick is the Denver Nuggets. Coming off that championship high, this team should start racking up wins fast. Now, they lost some important pieces like Bruce Brown and Jeff Green. However, some of their younger players I feel are ready to take that step up, like Christian Braun. They definitely have one of the best starting fives in the NBA and arguably the best duo in the NBA. So considering all this, they're the most likely team in my opinion to get the most wins. Moving on to my picks for the conference finals. In the West, I have the Denver Nuggets versus the Phoenix Suns. Now, the Nuggets, just like I said before, coming off that championship, best team in the league at the moment. You always have to beat who won before, right? I think they're easily going to make it to the second round, if not the conference finals. Now, the Phoenix Suns have the most star power in the NBA. This should win them the first round at least, and possibly the second round. If they can manage to get some good role players and defensive players to slide in next to these three guys, and they can all manage to stay healthy, they should be a conference finals team. This is a very hard pick, but I'm going with these two teams today. Moving on to the East, also competitive at the moment, I have the Bucks versus the Celtics. Now the Bucks potentially have the best duo in the NBA. Haven't played much together yet, but if they can figure it out, they're definitely a conference finals team. For the Celtics, they had a big offseason, almost as big as the Bucks, if not bigger. Bringing in Jrue Holiday and Porzingis brings in quite a bit of firepower to this team. They've got arguably 4 all-star players and great role players in Derek White, Al Horford, and a few other guys off the bench. Now both of these teams are favorites to come out the East, but only one of them can. Which is why I think the Eastern Conference Finals, if it is these two teams, will probably be better at conference finals than the West. However, I could be wrong. Now my final pick today is for the finals. I have the Denver Nuggets versus the Milwaukee Bucks. I made this prediction last year as well, and only the Nuggets made it to the finals, but maybe this year I'll be correct. This matchup in the finals would be great. Two great duos with a point guard and a big man, as well as pretty well-rounded teams. This could be one of the best finals we've had, especially considering last year's finals weren't the best. This season could be a little step up. That's no shade to the Miami Heat, as they are my favorite team, but I was hoping we'd bring it to at least 6, maybe 7 games. That's alright though. We still have a chance this year. Anyways, that's all for today. If you disagree with any of my picks, let me know which one, and what would you pick instead? If you made it this far, obviously you enjoyed, so please leave a like, and I'll see you next time. Peace.